up everyone? Welcome back to the studio. I am back here with another tip and trick video for you. If you've watched some of my cycling videos, you'll notice that I've been carrying around my huge mirrorless camera around with me while I'm cycling. And you might be wondering how I'm able to do that without kind of having that thing bother me, because I know that having the stock camera strap that hooks onto the camera on both ends, if you just sling that around your shoulder and try cycling with it, the camera somehow always makes its way to the front of your body or dangles kind of at the side of your body, and is just not a good experience while biking. There's been this YouTuber that I've been following for the past couple years. His name is Francis Cade, and I noticed that he uses a very interesting camera strap, and he makes a lot of great videos and does a lot of video recording while he's cycling. And he's acknowledged this in a couple of his videos when people ask him what camera strap he's using, and he always says that it is a DIY custom-made strap that he made himself.
Last but not least, something you guys have been asking about for a long time. This is a custom-made camera strap. You can probably try making your own.
Now, after doing a little bit of digging around on Instagram and on some of his older YouTube videos that I found through search, I noticed that he was using this camera strap that goes by the name of InnoClip. After doing a little bit of searching on InnoClip, I found that the company that did make this camera strap that Francis Cade was using no longer sells it. They have their shops up, but there's no products in them. So it looks like they may have either went out of business or they just no longer make the strap. Now, I did a little bit of further digging and looking at some of his videos where he's using his camera strap, and it's kind of featured prominently in some of his clips. I studied them a little bit just to kind of see what they were made out of and how they were made, and I decided to try and make one of these straps on my own. And it's not a perfect replica of the strap that he uses, but I think the construction is fundamentally the same. So I wanted to take this video to show you how I made this camera strap. So maybe if you cycle a lot and you want to carry your camera around, maybe you could also make this for yourself, and it might be a better option for you to record videos while you're riding your bike. So let's jump right into it. Let's just do a quick run through of all the materials that you're gonna need to buy in order to make this strap. First off, you're gonna want to buy 2 of these. And what this is a camera strap made out of climbing rope. Now, one of them you're gonna just use as is, and the other one is gonna serve as a stabilizer strap. The next thing you're gonna wanna buy is a bungee cord, or what we really want from that bungee cord is this shock cord hook. You could buy these separately, but I found that you could just buy a really short bungee cord and it ends up being cheaper than having to buy a 10-pack of these little hooks. So I bought one of these bungee cords for about $2, and all you really need from it is this shock cord hook at the end of it. Now, the next thing you're going to want to buy is this, which is an aluminum sleeve that's meant for wire. We're going to use this to connect our strap to the stabilizer strap that we're going to build. And the last thing we want to purchase is this piece right here. So what this is a Peak Design anchor mount, and it screws into the bottom of your camera where the tripod mount goes, and it gives you these 2 hooks, which are similar to the ones you'll find on each side of your camera to connect a camera strap to. And that's pretty much it. I built a card out recently for this, and all of these items together, if you were to buy them on Amazon today, adds up to just a little bit over $50. Now, I know that sounds a little expensive for a camera strap, but you'll pretty much have almost enough materials to make 2 camera straps. I think you'll just need to buy another one of these if you want to make 2 of them. But if you think about it in that way, each camera strap will come out to about $30 each, which is not that bad. Now that you have all of your materials, we're ready to start building. Now, what you're going to want to do is take one of your climbing rope camera straps, and you're going to need to cut it. And you might want to measure this beforehand, and the way to do that is to wrap it around half of your body. Now imagine this going around the side of your waist, connecting your camera strap on both sides. And what I normally do is I'll measure from the crease of my back all the way up to my sternum. Maybe give it a little bit more slack than that because it's much easier to trim the rope. You can't always add rope after the fact, so err on the side of giving yourself more rope than less rope. And once you kind of measure that out, you're going to want to cut the camera strap at that part, and that's going to serve as your stabilizer. Now, all you really need is to use scissors and cut the climbing rope of the strap at that point. And there's going to be a little bit of fraying, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. And you're going to want to remove this leather piece off of it. The next thing you're going to want to do is, if you've bought the bungee cord with the shot cord on the end, you're going to want to just cut that shot cord off of the bungee cord just so you have the shot cord by itself. Now, once you've done that, you're going to want to take the shot cord mount and you're going to want to pass it through your bare piece of rope. And it might take a little bit of squeezing through, but once you've kind of passed it through like so, so you'll be able to, move it like this once you've passed it through. You just leave it at the middle, and the next thing you're going to want to do is, I've already done it on this rope, but if you have an end with the fray where you cut it with the scissors, you're going to want to take a lighter and just burn it a little bit and melt the material on the outside of that. That way it hardens a little bit. This is going to be important for the next step, which is once you have kind of melted the fraying so it's not fraying anymore at the end, you're just going to want to pull that shot cord mount to the end of it. And you'll notice that since it is pretty tough on the end of it, this won't slide out. It'll actually hook and stick onto there, and that is going to be your stabilizer strap. The next thing you're going to want to do is take this and take your aluminum sleeve and just pass the other end of it through. It should slide in easily. And just make sure that lines up and is sitting inside the hole of that aluminum sleeve. Now, after you have it done like so, you're going to want to take your unaltered strap, this, and at any point inside of it, you're going to just want to loop that around and then stick the other end through the other hole of that sleeve. So now it kind of makes a loop and grabs onto your unaltered strap. So there we go. We've got the knot at the end of it, and then you can just pull that through, and you'll see now it is connected onto our unaltered strap. Now this is your stabilizer, and it should easily slide back and forth on your strap. And now we are pretty close to the final product. The last thing I want to do is take the two ends of the unaltered strap with the hooks on it and connect them to each end of your anchor mount that'll connect to the bottom of your camera. Okay, that is all in there now. That is pretty much your completed camera strap. So we've got our Sony RX100 just to demonstrate with. This bottom mount here, you're gonna need an Allen key to screw this in, but now you've got the camera strap connected there. So now when you're cycling, basically this is just the hook. You could easily unhook, bring the camera out in front of you and shoot. And then when you're putting it around, you easily just swing it around, reach right behind you, grab that hook, and then you could easily just hook it in like that. Now, there's no clipping or anything like that. It's just this hook that you just easily slip in and easily take off. You'll be able to put in some heavy efforts and not have to worry about your camera swinging up to the front of you or, dangling at your side, just hitting you in the side of the body. One thing you do need to be careful about is the metal on the bottom of the camera. There is going to be a little bit of rubbing here. So that will leave some marks on the bottom of your camera. If you want to avoid that, you might want to put some painter's tape or something like that at the bottom That way these metal rings don't scuff up the bottom of your camera if you do care about resale value. If you like this video and you want to get more of these kind of DIY tips and hacks of things that I've made and I've used that have been helpful for me, please subscribe to the channel and I'll make more of them. So hope you really enjoy that, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks.